Portugal, a land rich in history and mystery, is home to some of the most haunted places in the world. From ancient castles to forsaken monasteries, these eerie locations are filled with dark secrets and restless spirits. Join us as we explore the top 15 haunted places in Portugal, where the past never truly leaves, and the supernatural lurks in every shadow. 1. Palacio de Valas, Sintra. Palacio de Valas in Sintra, nestled among fog-draped trees and ancient stones, is a place where shadows come alive. Built in the 19th century, this palace was once a vision of grandeur, but tales of lingering spirits have darkened its legacy. Visitors report feeling a strange chill upon entering, as if unseen eyes are watching from the walls. At night, the silence is broken by whispers echoing through empty halls, voices of past inhabitants forever trapped in a spectral dance. A phantom woman in a flowing gown has been seen wandering, her pale face hidden beneath a dark veil. She drifts from room to room, her form dissolving when approached, leaving an air thick with dread. Some say she waits for a long-lost lover, while others claim she guards a hidden secret locked within the palace walls. Tourists and locals alike have felt an oppressive presence, as if a weight presses upon their chest, making it hard to breathe. Once you step into Palacio de Valas, reality blurs with ghostly visions, an experience that haunts the mind long after you've left. 2nd Convent of Christ, Tamar. Convent of Christ, nestled in Tamar, is a fortress of shadows and secrets, built by the Knights Templar in the 12th century. Within these walls, legend whispers of a restless order, bound to the sacred halls they once called home. At dusk, as the last light fades, the convent becomes cloaked in an unsettling quiet, broken only by distant, echoing footsteps that many claim are not their own. Visitors have seen robed figures in the dim corridors, vanishing into walls as quickly as they appear. Chilling tales describe the Knights' Chapel, where candles flicker with no breeze, casting eerie shadows that seem to move on their own. Those brave enough to enter at night often feel a cold, heavy presence watching, as if the spirits of ancient knights still stand guard. Some even hear the faint clanking of metal, armor perhaps, or ghostly chains, lingering in the air. Convento de Cristo holds its secrets tightly, a silent witness to centuries of mystery and the souls bound within its walls, forever entwined with the fate of the Templar. 3rd, Castello de Al Moral, Vila Nova da Barquinha. Castello de Al Moral, rising from a rocky islet in the Tagus River, is as haunting as it is beautiful. Built in the 12th century, this fortress was once a stronghold for the Knights Templar, but time has given way to legends of restless souls trapped within its ancient stone walls. Locals speak of a spectral woman in white, a princess, they say, who wanders the castle grounds under the moonlight, her face a mask of sorrow. Those who visit at night report seeing her figure drifting along the battlements, her soft sobs echoing across the river, an eerie lament for a forbidden love that ended in betrayal. The air grows icy near her, as if the winds themselves carry her sorrow. Some who approach the fortress at dusk feel an overwhelming sadness, as if drawn into her haunting tale, their hearts heavy with grief. Those who dare linger too long speak of shadows that move of their own accord, silent watchers bound to protect the castle's secrets. Castello de Al Moral stands timeless, a place where the river murmurs, and the past, like the ghostly princess, can never rest. 4th Quinta da Juncosa, Penafiel. Quinta da Juncosa. In Penafiel is a crumbling manor shrouded in tragedy and tales of vengeance. Built centuries ago, the estate is haunted by the story of a jealous husband who, consumed by rage, is said to have murdered his wife and children within its walls before ending his own life. Since that dark night, eerie occurrences have plagued this cursed property. Visitors report hearing anguished cries echoing through the empty rooms, with doors slamming shut on their own as if some unseen force guards the secrets within. On stormy nights, ghostly figures are said to appear by the windows. silent silhouettes trapped in endless despair. The most disturbing of all is the apparition of a man, believed to be the tormented father, who roams the grounds, searching for redemption that will never come. Those who approach the manor feel an oppressive weight in the air, a sense of dread that tightens around the heart. Quinta da Agua stands as a chilling reminder of unbreakable curses and restless souls, forever haunting the shadows of Penafiel. 5th. Castello de Penedono, Viseu. Castello de Penedono, perched on a rugged hill in Viseu, is a fortress steeped in blood and shadows. Built in the Middle Ages, this stone stronghold was once home to noble warriors, but centuries of violence and betrayal have left it haunted by restless spirits. Locals speak of a knight clad in dark armor who roams the battlements, his face hidden beneath a shadowed helm, eternally searching for an enemy who vanished long ago. Visitors often feel an inexplicable chill, as if invisible eyes are watching from the darkened corners. On moonlit nights, strange lights flicker within the castle's crumbling towers, casting ghostly figures onto the walls. Those who venture too close sometimes hear faint whispers carried by the wind, whispers that tell of secret duels and blood spilled in the dead of night. Some have even glimpsed spectral warriors locked in silent combat, their forms dissolving as morning light breaks. Castello de Penedono is a fortress of lost souls and ancient grudges, where the echoes of past battles haunt the stones, refusing to fade. 6th. Palasio de Queluz, Lisbon. Palasio de Queluz in Lisbon, once a resplendent royal residence, now harbors a darker presence within its opulent walls. Built in the 18th century, the palace has witnessed untold secrets and sorrows, with whispers of tragedy woven into its lavish halls. Late at night, visitors have seen the pale figure of a woman dressed in white, drifting through dimly lit corridors, her eyes hollow and her steps soundless. Some say she is the ghost of a heartbroken queen, forever mourning a lost love, while others claim she guards a secret buried deep within the palace's past. Cold spots linger in her path, and chandeliers sway as if stirred by invisible hands. In the gardens, eerie laughter and faint music can sometimes be heard, echoing from long-abandoned celebrations. Those who wander the palace grounds after dark feel an eerie pull, a weight pressing down on them as if Queluz itself is alive, holding on to its restless spirits. Palacio de Queluz stands as a haunting reminder that even the most beautiful places can hide shadows that refuse to fade. 7th. Casa do Passal, Cabanas de Viriato. Casa do Passal in Cabanas de Viriato, once the grand home of Aristides de Sousa Mendes, a Portuguese diplomat and hero, now stands abandoned and cloaked in mystery. During World War II, Mendes saved thousands from persecution, signing visas in defiance of orders, and this noble act has imbued the house with an air of solemnity and an eerie sense of unresolved spirits. Visitors report strange sounds echoing through the empty halls, as if footsteps from long-gone refugees still shuffle in the shadows. Some say they hear whispers in multiple languages, faint pleas from souls saved and lost. A ghostly figure, believed to be Mendes himself, has been seen near the grand staircase, a solemn look on his face as he stares into the distance, perhaps forever haunted by those he couldn't save. Flickering lights and cold drafts are common here, with the air thick with sorrow and gratitude alike. Casa do Passal is not just a house, it's a monument of courage, a haunting reminder of sacrifice, and a place where history's ghosts linger, unable to depart. 8º. Palacio da Brejoeira, Monção. Palacio da Brejoeira in Monção is a grand 19th century mansion surrounded by lush vineyards, but beneath its elegant facade lies a darker tale. The palace has long been whispered to harbor spirits tied to the land, ghosts of a family caught in a web of tragedy and betrayal. At night, the once beautiful palace grows cold, and those brave enough to explore the grounds report hearing strange sounds. Soft footsteps echoing in empty corridors, the creak of doors that open and close by themselves. Visitors have also described seeing a spectral figure of a woman in a flowing gown, her face hidden in sorrow, who is said to be the spirit of a young bride who tragically died on her wedding night. Her ghost is often seen wandering the gardens, her presence bringing an overwhelming sense of loss. The air grows thick with a heavy silence, as if the very walls of the palace mourn her passing. The vineyards surrounding the palace are rumored to be cursed, with those who venture too deep feeling disoriented and trapped by unseen forces. Palasio de Brea stands as a haunting reminder that beauty can mask the deepest of sorrows, and some spirits are destined to roam forever. Nona Quinta do Estero Furado, Águeda. Quinta do Estero Furado in Águeda is a hauntingly desolate estate, shrouded in mystery and dark whispers. Once a vibrant farm, it is now an abandoned shell, a place where the echoes of the past still linger like an oppressive fog. The property is infamous for its eerie atmosphere, with locals speaking of strange occurrences that plague anyone who dares to visit. Late at night, the air grows cold, and the sound of chains dragging across the ground can be heard, though no one is ever seen. Some say the ghostly cries of a man who died tragically on the land can still be heard, his spirit forever bound to the estate. Visitors often feel an unseen presence watching them, with the oppressive weight of history hanging thick in the air. There are stories of flickering lights and doors that open on their own, as if the house itself is trying to communicate with the living. The feeling of being trapped as if the land refuses to let go of its dark past is overwhelming. Quinta do Estero Furado stands as a chilling reminder that some places never let go, and some spirits are doomed to wander forever. 10th, Hospital Colonia Risco Pais, Tosha. Hospital Colonia Risco Pais in Tosha stands as a chilling monument to the suffering of the past. Built in the early 20th century as a tuberculosis sanatorium, it became a place where the living and the dying coexisted in an oppressive silence. Over time, its halls filled with the sounds of coughing and desperate whispers as patients fought a losing battle against the disease. The hospital's abandoned state now echoes with the torment of those who perished within its walls. Locals claim the air inside is thick with an unshakable sense of dread, as if the spirits of the lost are still trapped, unable to move on. Visitors have reported hearing faint footsteps in the dark, the sound of coughing that seems to come from nowhere, and the flicker of lights in the long abandoned rooms. Some even claim to have seen ghostly figures wandering the empty wards, their faces twisted in pain. The most unsettling of all is the feeling that someone, or something, is always watching, as if the building itself is alive with the memories of its tragic past. Hospital Colonia Risco Pais is a place where the past refuses to die, and the restless spirits of its former patients haunt every corner, forever bound to the suffering they endured. 11th, Castello de Montemoro Velho, Coimbra. Castello de Montemoro Velho, looming over the town of Coimbra, is a fortress steeped in centuries of dark history. Built on a hilltop, it has witnessed countless battles and untold betrayals. The castle is said to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who met violent ends within its walls. One of the most chilling tales is of a tragic love affair between a noble woman and a knight. Forbidden by the woman's family, the couple's love ended in bloodshed. It is said that the knight, betrayed and heartbroken, cursed the castle before his death, vowing to return from the grave. Today, those brave enough to venture through the crumbling halls report hearing the sound of clinking armor and soft whispers in the wind. The most terrifying sight is the figure of a ghostly knight roaming the castle's towers, searching for his lost love. Some have even felt an icy breath on their necks or seen shadows moving where there should be none. Castello de Montemoro Velho stands as a monument to love, betrayal, and the angry spirits that refuse to depart, forever trapped in the shadows of its walls. 12th, Mosteiro de Santa Clara a Velha, Coimbra. The ruins of Mosteiro de Santa Clara a Velha in Coimbra stand as a haunting testament to a forgotten past. Once a thriving convent, it now lies abandoned, slowly being swallowed by the river that once nourished it. The monks and nuns who lived there are said to never truly leave, their spirits forever bound to the crumbling stone walls. Legend speaks of a nun who fell in love with a visiting priest, a forbidden love that led to her tragic demise. It is said that on stormy nights her anguished cries can still be heard echoing through the empty halls, a haunting wail that sends chills down the spine. The air grows cold in certain rooms, and visitors have reported the feeling of unseen hands brushing against their skin. In the moonlight, ghostly figures are sometimes seen wandering the ruins, their faces veiled in sorrow. The river that flows nearby is said to carry the whispers of lost souls, and the mist that rises from it on quiet mornings often takes the shape of a woman in white, forever waiting for her lover, who never returned. Mosteiro de Santa Clara a Vela is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and the past refuses to be forgotten. 13th, Palasio de Estoy, Faro. Palasio de Estoy, nestled in the hills of Faro, once a magnificent palace, is now a crumbling shadow of its former grandeur. Built in the 19th century, the palace was home to a wealthy family whose dark secrets are said to have stained its walls. It is whispered that the estate became a prison for a family member, locked away in isolation after an illicit affair that led to tragic consequences. To this day, the spirit of the wronged lover is said to haunt the grand halls. Visitors often report a cold chill, the sensation of being watched, and strange whispers that seem to follow them from room to room. Late at night, the distant sound of footsteps is heard, echoing down empty corridors as if someone is still pacing, waiting for a freedom that will never come. The garden, once a place of beauty, now grows wild, and strange shadows dart between the overgrown vines. Those brave enough to venture into the abandoned palace claim to have seen the ghostly figure of a woman in a flowing dress, her face obscured by sorrow, wandering the grounds. Palasio de Estoy is a place where time stands still, and the ghosts of its tragic past refuse to be forgotten. 14th, Castello de Linares da Beira, Celorico da Beira. Perched high in the mountains of Celorico da Beira, Castello de Linares da Beira is an imposing fortress shrouded in mystery and darkness. The castle, dating back to the 12th century, has witnessed countless battles, sieges, and untold tragedies, and it is said that the spirits of those who perished here still linger. Among the most chilling stories is that of a betrayed knight whose ghost is said to haunt the castle, seeking vengeance on those who wronged him. Visitors who dare to explore its crumbling walls have reported hearing the sounds of heavy armor scraping along the stone floors and the distant clanging of swords during the dead of night. The most terrifying sight is the shadowy figure of the knight, his face twisted in rage, seen pacing the towers or standing motionless in the castle's eerie courtyards. Some say that in the still of the night the air grows thick, and the walls seem to pulse with the remnants of violence. Those who venture too deep into the castle often feel an overwhelming presence, as if they are being watched by the angry spirits of soldiers long dead. Castello de Linares da Beira is a place where history, blood, and the supernatural collide, creating a haunting atmosphere that lingers long after you leave. 15th, Convento da Carmo, Lisbon. Convento da Carmo in Lisbon is a chilling relic of the past, a place where tragedy and the supernatural intertwine. Built in the 14th century, this convent was once a vibrant center of faith, but it was ravaged by the 1755 earthquake, leaving it in ruins. Today, its skeletal remains stand as a haunting reminder of the devastation, and the spirits of those who perished in the quake are said to still roam the grounds. The most chilling legend is that of a Carmelite monk who, driven mad by the horrors of the earthquake, took his own life within the convent. His anguished spirit is believed to haunt the broken arches, with reports of ghostly whispers and strange flickering lights in the desolate ruins. Visitors claim to feel an eerie presence as they walk through the nave, the cold stone walls seemingly alive with the weight of history. Some have even seen the figure of a monk his form barely visible in the shadows watching from the corners. At night, the atmosphere thickens, and it is as though the very ground hums with the sorrow of those lost to time. Convento da Carmo is a place where the past never fully left, and the restless souls continue to linger, forever trapped in the ruins of their former lives. Whether it's the tragic tales of lost love or the echoes of violent battles, these haunted locations in Portugal remind us that history's ghosts never truly fade away. If you dare to explore, remember, the spirits of the past are waiting. Thank you for watching our journey into the dark side of Portugal's history. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling stories from around the world.